Right, everybody akwa about the aba sports arena bra so say yetena konya kokko so na yebomode a na yede agude mu nsem yede bra agude mu nsem na ne chale transfer window way enye izo say o ka say Chelsea are spending over 1 billion. It appears end because nkofo na mo ka 1 billion no ebi mu free they will say Chelsea replacing ti asembe ba transfer news no. I'm telling you some you who baba no yeah we thought senka general transfer dey can cool just one transfer be na ka ba between, but it appears that some teams are going all out, blazing left, right, center. Man City are your deals. Deals. I'm telling you now. I'm cutting likely so be free team anymore. Man City no. Bayern Munich and no more Chelsea. And easy. Chelsea as a Man City. Chale transfer news no dynamics no. You bet check you know. And some of the players bano what they brings to the team, what they ask to the, because you see general transfer no, I know your friend of quick fix. You want to fix something. And you better and your general money you got 18 years, 13 years, 14 years players who general money your top players are only proving at that level. They are proving players. It will improving the team. So improving the team, I have no improving. Say striking one, be improving striking one. Say your defense or be improving defense. Chelsea want to improve their defense, but it appears say the midfield one a kwan ba beda ho. And na the one so the kwan kese pa ba beda ho. Inti o say Chelsea to me fail e honom. Man City defense one enye. Inti omo the defense ne so ye den e wram. Na attacking we are asking Julian Alvarez kono koye no afi and a replacement aye den eba ye de munina ye de nyina ye bedwudwa ni nyina mu e de abro shane so say aha sports arena to say yes MYBET.AFRICA and so ma saying MYBET.AFRICA and my bet for omo de me wo ho chale and no asemo us na me ye no ni kroji Villarreal ampa and your fault unto omo break afi no maba, so you can understand because Villarreal obobo we ten obi shego omo akobi efe ne bari akwa tuntum efe ne bari oni bobo bruta and now team say almost says chances into rest Sadar show omo 1 omo ntumi anche make over 1.5 dia kan nyina boy inti ene ye behwe na ya den ya make amends ye behwe na ya make amends no ya memedian no abujafo de so it appears say Florentina ene sen ba me Florentina de me ye na we go what I say me ye na we go ena me koye Sociedad name Villarreal de no over 1.5 because now also over 1.5 here there but obesha this weekend La Liga games e ba ni nyina no even Ibo over 1.5 Getafe no ni over 1.5 you will be win no because your team will be to defend 90 minutes no yellow cards and one obeje ni red cards but omukombo 1.5 and it appears Atletico Madrid game no should be could clearly see it was lack and Emma only one goal per and ebem two teams ni nyina numerous chances mo bubo po ni ade and omo ye then Sociedad so ne boboko a your friend no Villarreal big teams and you expect some be go but then and to me Valladolid is only Betis there so 1-0 I watched the game and look chances upon chances and yeah so teams no so man goals especially La Liga no man goals just say they miss the chances and am on yes be am create chances so we will try and make amends today and not my bet po yedi na chibeden ebe kafem eyomo ana eso masen omo free one ma insuo de maka Chelsea Ghana insuo ze nya galamse nkofo no chema wontumi mu aseg insuo e wo Ghana nyina enti akwa blue mineral water for no omo di insuo papa crogin a wonya kidney problems bia ti omo de ana pe akwa blue mineral water na bibia antumi de enkoye omo na so masen show no extreme live ewo DJ Kwaku Slim Facebook, and I'll call MYBET.AFRICA, MYBET.AFRICA TV. Ewo ewo YouTuber. Yes, ubeti and can honoma ultimately yes, and Ibra papa na transfer news, you need to get the transfer update. Transfer news, you need to get transfer updates. Send a beya ubetumi ayeden ehun players are team ayeden ADHD. It appears oko Spanish La Liga ni mundi dia say ehonu is slow go for no niskasa. Omuniskasa say Real Madrid ne Barca na anto players omo maka no de chese vitire ho na no makwa akofo bi deny den naba na so mu de abehye mu kuda no obi ante aha it appears say yes Real Madrid are din kakra so makofa akura ketua obi akura we so bi de naba defender na Barca so no it appears Ansu Fati they want to get rid of him because Ansu Fati sika na ogene so Ansu Fati sika na oyeden ogene eso. Yes, so papa into no person yini free wage bill because it appears Ansu Fati returning na Hansi Flick person man opportunity then about best cement the left side of the attack but injuries disturb Abrante na likely so no better e be free na chese almost so many more ATI den edidim honum nti that is the news eba honum. Na mami kwa bejafo na menje omo initial comment na fi transfer no your best segment no we move from clubs to clubs. So we will make sure say you better tackle club will be transfers what the player brings any what it means for some of this inclusion and would that change the top 4 race, would that change title race challenge Champions League any other stuff. It appears that Chelsea will sign players. It appears like that because our transfer economy changes be but so let's start with Man City. Let's start with Man City. Omakofa omakoi bubukwa your friend no Palmares this year in komo yeden komo je omo league no ba Botafogo for mafia omo tre Botafogo for etna ho paama da bi omo tre fie after omo tete we ni nyina no was say Botafogo for yeden Botafogo for no ebe to omo yeden echi omo no mo yeden omo ehye omo honum that is basically that and omo koko honum omo defense hono which means yes ayakwa kofabi honum Man City akofabi defender ayakola weso pucho kra na Man City ayden akwa ne friend victorious akola weso mo akofane de naba and yes Omama Mush. Then there is a young player also if Kazakhstan no sina kind de ma RC Lens na akra no mahwe ne videos na boy no e brutal onimbo ne bo and one of the biggest signings no so ne Kicha Karateria on also move to Paris Saint-Germain because they need experience especially up front when Ousmane Dembele da hana Kicha so ye den I think say it will help on the Champions League PSG omoni Man City nyina no maso bit my they need to improve the team. So let's start with Man City with the signings are Man City ayeno let's go to how Omama Mush so no every Frankfurt so no there but na all banintino we almost ja we so kind because Pep dey abeto just say Kawoka e dey abeto na nim say ball no mo biem Aston Villa so akwakofa Doyan Malen e dey free the Borussia Dortmund yes honum iti de na about if no Okafo we free AC Milan ko RB Leipzig honum tell them Taya Malaysia so no akwa ne ba na amfa so let's look at Man City. Do you think that this signings Omar Mamouche Victor Rios eba na wo hwe se ene abante aye frɛ no Kawoka so every team no, do you think that it will help improve Man City team nana?
Okay, listo. Say Man City transfers now. Obi enim say player bit say Omar Mamouche or Badie a good addition to the City team because a player bia I think front three on no betima bobia and he's sharp or you be as also records even in the Bundesliga. Na assist was through year pa. I think 18 last season I think 18 assists. The performance no winning him. So coming into the City team, I think he fits into the Julian Alvarez role no Jatu ono. But Adebakwa a surprise me pa he name him Man City after Rodri prior no be a say either say Fred Calvin Phillips Amana Babak or in January they are going for a DM. But so who apart from their signings or more Kohuna is more of centre backs. But I think the Man City at the moment say players need free injury bar. They have enough centre backs to even play the Premier League with Ruben Diaz, with Akanji, Ake, United Vadio, John Stones, Sisi Ampomabo almost 5. Into we see 2 additional centre backs at Man City, Egusu, Edio Mechino. A Chimajin Kosi say the main problem and Pep Guardiola is to say they should give my players back. No. Rodri position na Sisiano, Kovacic na occupy. Any name say Kovacic more of them play ultimate City ball that lone DM win but or try at least in Kazubimendi and say any other player do be meeting some now almost say if they can approach Chelsea for Lavia. But Minjin this is a deal on Chelsea Betium. So I think there are other quality DMs who would accept to be backups for in case Omoshe because also say with January is more of like a quick fix. So you can get a DM from maybe some of the lower leagues with your good scouting and good data to come in and fit in the Rodri position. Kopim say maybe Rodri Humberton and next season say Rodri Bampoa. It can be your better Rodri backup at their games so game with me here Rodri then he would fit in. But I think transfer me many Omar Mamouche because I think he's a good player and I want to see how he would perform in the Premier League.
Yeah, Kushner, so that's the defender.
City. Yes.
And Mr. Kawoka also a
with Kawoka,
so, and I've asked how would this sign his inclusion, how would it impact the top 4 race, the title race? How are these players going to improve Man City team?
With Kawoka with outgoings, say Kawoka and James is your pesoko, and they've been rumors say AC Milan, and he need the command AC Milan person modene eba Italy. I think with Milan, Omofa, that is player Wimpo, Emerson Royal last season from Tottenham. I think the performance needs to with Kawoka going to AC Milan. I think a very good move, Amano. The Italian Serie A is a league be a piece in him, say the Premier League, so he would fit well. But I think send him a boss, with the inclusions Man City here, I think defensively, with the centre backs or Mudijo Mechin, I think it's not that important unless a Pep Energy say he wants to bring those centre backs in and later Ombeje Bimukwai. Maybe that's their plan, but we don't know like backdoor senior Man City planning. But I think the main concern was getting in a DM to try and sit and make the team work again. To try me more that Rodri type of performance nimpa and that Rodri type of profile nimpa. Obetima bemu aba betina and making sure that their defensive shield is well solved.
That's Kushner
No, Kushner near centre back.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he is coming to replace Kawoka, yes. And I make us say defensively, I think say apart from Kushner, they are going for another centre back and so. Yeah, victorious.
Yes,
that is one of they will give him time to develop.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, January a quick fix would have been a DM coming in.
Really?
Yes, because that's where they are missing. Unless say you name Pep Guardiola, he can bring in these players and maybe change them. You name him say do baby now John Stones as a DM, so maybe he has a plan. Into Wayne Jane said he would want to put in the structure and bring in a plan. But I'm making sure from the outside, I was looking at Zubimendi. You know him say last season when the Liverpool move ne call fam no this season why not just be making mover you who say rumor say cause wa Arsenal person ni need nkomo but Zubimendi coming to Man City to be a backup to Rodri I don't think say he would have accepted it because Spain he's been a backup to Rodri or back club side and so he's going to be a backup to the same player. I think it would have been difficult to get Zubimendi but I think there would have been quality DMs available and combat me during this transfer windows.
Okay, now Bema or chances because I'm sure said they are doing all this to
yes improve. And now Man City, you name him Man City in the Premier League from January kono a picking it from you even in the latter stages of the December games no teams were picking good winter oko. Man City will get into the top 4 no doubt and yet then they will get there. But it will be on the losing side of either Chelsea or Nottingham Forest. But between these two clubs, Chelsea and Nottingham Forest are showing say yes they have the pace. They name how the transfer windows will go for them because some more players be Gibbs White, some more players be Ola Aina. Maybe clubs will come in for them, but I don't think they would sell now because of the place they've been able to put themselves on the league table. So Man City would surely get into the top 4, but it will be at the cost of Chelsea or Nottingham Forest depending on the performance to also from January down to the end of the season. So Man City, any doubt they will get into the top 4.
Right, Vincent Remu, yeah.
Sir Obekai AFCON Ghana and Egypt game.
Yeah.
On said that game Ghana na share first goal.
Yeah.
Abrante no bet say Egypt for Kano. Ayo mama mush. And I think that was the first time me hear as Abrante. Ntene so check it the sofa score, the flash scores this football matches scores websites na. Or the check Ghana and Egypt game no. Na share the number right back. Denis Odoi. That day oh my Denis Odoi ehunwema yepon yem ne Odoi ratings 6.0 Bimukra rating Denis Odoi 5.5 ne 5.4 and you see the only player at least onya more ratings say Omar Mamouche was Mohamed Kudus or share 2 goals in that game. Mohamed Kudus ne share 2 goals in that game. And you see we check ratings now. I check so far score ratings no. Mamouche na 8.6 and Mohamed Kudus enya 9.0. In fact, on the highest rated player against Ghana boy no Mohamed Salah, Mustafa Mohamed or striker or share goal Trezeguet no. He was the only Egyptian player onya more ratings, and the only player in that game onya more ratings saying Omar Mamouche was Mohamed Kudus or share 2 goals on that game. And that he's a player whether he's playing from the right, he can play from as a typical number 7, traditional number 7, wait me about from the left as a traditional number 11 player. And it's listo there's one thing I like about Omar Mamouche in development over the years, and he's that kind of player whether you are playing a direct potent attack football, whether boy possessive football. Ejumana ya Pep Guardiola person in wingers again because himself Guardiola a coach bia he possess the ball on the way Enzo Maresca person in wingers enya wide no sana no person or ana mostly Guardiola pen wingers. Kevin De Bruyne and mobile ball now mostly they will possess the ball whenever you be share team or ball low blocker. That is when obi here the wingers either will be taking on one final players in the box, whether will be taking on Nawashe. That is the reason why Abrantani Raheem Sterling in one of the best seasons ever in football career and the right friend Pep Guardiola. Yehudi Bernardo Silva, Yehudi Riyad Mahrez mo. These wingers they have eye for goals, they have eye for creating chances, they have eye for taking on players ebema omu team no, they can win a game from any other time bia omu team. That is the reason why omu kofa Jeremy Doku aside from all the wingers, because they needed someone now direct obitima taking on, win penalties, create chances, and also add numbers to his game. But the whole of last year, over 300 days, Abrante Jack Grealish after Obomomoji, the year now Omoji treble, and Grealish played some of the best football since about Manchester City. But he named the Jack Grealish born Obono, and to me City style of play, because Grealish here the direct at Enya born and Fanko Grealish on Fanko. Maybe any type of league, but Oshet seems some low blocker. Most of the times I know strike, but then the season Omoji treble was the best season for Grealish under the Manchester City jerseys. Into we checking Omar Mamouche last season 2022-2023 season or for Frankfurt. Listo about 29 games in the Bundesliga. Or share 12 goals. It provided 6 assists. Emma Frankfurt last season. And this season we about just 16 games and Emma Frankfurt. Listo we share 14 goals. So last season, the previous season, about 29 games, I share 12 goals, and this season, we share 14 goals in 16 games. Our ball, Nina was starting, but we checking the minutes per game now. Nina 85 minutes per game, and Zilisto, the goals per game is 0.9. It just averagely per game, or a single goal. So imagine Obama Mushaba Manchester City. We check Erling Haaland goals are. Or average 1.5 goals per game. It means that when City is playing, rest assured say City alone is scoring 2 goals. That is if Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and the rest of the players are able to create chances for these players. And as much as Omar Mamouche or improving in goals on the list. Last season, Omeki just 6 assists in 29 games, and this season Omar Mamouche has 7 assists in just 16 games this season. And you see, he's not playing for the Bayern Munich, he's not playing for Dortmund, he's not playing for Stuttgart, he's not playing for Leverkusen, but he's playing for Eintracht Frankfurt. And you see, over checking Frankfurt in the position and even how our game this season. No, because is Frankfurt doing very well this season? And Omar Mamouche is one of the reasons why Frankfurt third this season, just 9 points behind Manchester City, Bayern Munich, and 5 points behind Bayern for Leverkusen. And this season, Bayern Munich, and Leverkusen, the only team watching more goals over the Bundesliga this season, Eintracht Frankfurt. And out of the 36 goals, Frankfurt actually, Omar Mamouche actually 14 goals. Listen, so if this player become Manchester City team, we know how Guardiola over the years ultimately improve player. Whenever players be more with that potential, we know that Guardiola touch now. How it turns out say Omar be best. Manola can't do Dortmund. No, Obiambuno. But he came to City. In the last previous 2 seasons, how Akanji was playing. Check the number of players over Man City, Pep Guardiola, and improve more. Just that a Kobasana, I am not on my lifespan. And she done those be a Becca Sabia. Players are about consistently for more than 5 years under Pep Guardiola. And she done those. And you see, the reason why a man for Guardiola cry now she will be fine, will be free, because when they buy players, what's the deal? Mostly they don't buy players a new one who be brave. They buy players you bet him them are competing with Victor Karaskeri Amwa and a PSG promo with the Rafael Leao with Jadon Sancho Muna Omodi Europe. Obama Mush is an Egyptian international Nibari Bradjin Shedan Corner so and Yamia Mene Omomunya Shomama Motion and the Frankfurt Bebo game. Frankfurt in a Freiburg Bebo. People should go and watch that game and they will see the caliber of player Manchester City and then the Kwako sign. So with me, Listo, I think that Dokuba in the first few games he improved, that things are not working for Jeremy Doku so well. And with Omar Mamouche inclusion this season, watch here, Frankfurt able to top, and someone able to top or no Omar Mamouche and mostly Omobono from that 2 top against it. Probably Omukoshe 1. We check your lineup now. almostly Omar Mamouche any Hugo Ekitikiki was a player former PSG player Hugo any Mamouche na most ombo two top then Abranta did Mario Gotti Ejino Mechi so they play 3-4-3 but front 3 no Baku both Enijina Mamouche any Hugo Mechi and that is how our mobile so in a game Ebia Highland Crane they can play Omar Mamouche as that false 9 and that is how versatile Omar Mamouche up front of the goal so remember the Omar Mamouche coming Listo is going to be a huge boost for Manchester City and you see Abase Pep Guardiola only the wife Nejai so people are Man City fans say the reason why na Man City for no lose games during November and December na finally about out on the giant that Listo report in the say Guardiola and the wife omujai crache almost by December na almost finally but Amber out and finally case number out which means for the past 6 years ni Christina Serra no near Guardiola wife or for almost 30 years used to Obano ton or shops or ton fashion near ma or yes or more fashion business so or shop Madrid Spain so last 6 years on Babano and of foreign freelance or Quacotina Spain because of the business so for the past 6 years ni Guardiola ni wife no omuntimbo or let's maybe you break with Guardiola Trafford Spain no I cannot back to UK and I'll back to England so people are saying that on the year the man people are making reference to they are happy on it to show the wife Mujaya Nema Baya Basa so I mean it's part of those things last season when Guardiola was winning the treble he acknowledged his wife said he's been one of the main people among Pep Guardiola are successful especially in coaching and in football so Guardiola getting Omar Mamouche will be a big relief for Manchester City. Kyle Walker there no Guardiola kasa and that game Odi can say it depends on Kyle Walker and he's not part of the squad. Losing such a figure will affect Manchester City in terms of how consistent Kyle Walker is. Walker a defender because of his speed, his timing, how strong he is no. Mostly wingers in shop unless they be a winger be a Hazard name Raheem Sterling pen and most of the only wingers are Kyle Walker Shoma or Bray. Aside that he's a leader, the captain. So losing such a figure Listo, especially in January team I mean you've been getting a lot of injury situation when you see player like Rodri Amanyama Basa and you see getting a Rodri replacement will be very hard for Guardiola in this January transfer. There is no player Obetimaba fitting in so well. So City doesn't want to spend so much money for any profile because the only players are maybe now come fitting that Rodri play no how Guardiola wants no and it's hard to get those players.
And aside that, if he returns, what become of that player? Because yes. The most there is a reason why Chelsea don't want to. They know say Romeo Lavia, Caicedo, and Memphis Enzo Fernandez, right? This is the 3-man midfielder. I believe say the project, this is what they want to do with them. So if maybe at some point Chelsea realize Romeo Lavia injury situation or too much, so they want to move on, then what they will have to do is that to sell Romeo Lavia and bring whoever they want to bring because Obi Obeba Biano will I will say or yes our profile no. If you know as a Okofa Zubimendi the never Man City CCA na season end right? Yeah. Now say Rodri Abba what becomes of Zubimendi? You understand? So I understand why he doesn't want to spend money because at this stage at that position will be able to expensive, right? Will be able to so we run up City the na fee yemra meyewe City transfers and yes.
So I think that it's obvious that Kyle Walker is leaving. I mean he's going right now. I mean, the time now so, but from City to AC Milan, I don't know the motivation behind it. I'm here to find the monetary aspects, which is never was a transfer. But what I know is that it was a Saudi move, and now I eager to go because of the money he's going to earn, and at the end he's 34 years old. I mean, he's achieved it all. I mean, Man City for cotton 50 million from Spurs and a buy. So I mean, losing such a figure will be very difficult. So no kind of Rodri, what baby, and if Rodri returns, you are going to Ubetina bench. Yeah. So there's no way a City, because of financial fair play, already they have over 100 charges, so they don't want to spend so much. So they I don't mean say let's do the necessary transfers. They do if they buy a defender, question of balance defender bar, they can still do whatever they will, because Rico Lewis now obo right back if Kaiwo can do most of the time on the midfield. So in terms of midfield, he's going to manage Abranta and Rico Lewis, Kovacic, any the academy guys no more than and you see Chelsea akwa make attempt to Makati I'm say masa mato bobo many last one they are not going to do that mistake. So when Chelsea did, I mean, let Tenene sign they didn't even consider some Chelsea because one ma Kopama there no same thing they buy, and they don't want to do such mistakes because of the I mean so I think that with me with City have been very strategic over this January transfer window, and I think that I mean the big deal for them will be Omar Mamouche, because I've watched him twice. And Mose Amar, I mean, he's going to be a better player for Manchester City. In fact, Guardiola will improve him.
Okay, so yes, now if you look at Man City, yes, Omar Mahmoud and Kusinov, obviously Kusinov now is coming to help in a defensive phase, right? The midfield is same. Though transfer window end there, anything can happen. Where do you see City reaching in a league, you know?
Yeah, what I think with the league, I think it's late for Manchester City. It's late for them, but I mean, this is Manchester City at least. We're winning at also, I think the 5th time, and Guardiola we're taking the league by storm. We're dominating the league for 9 years, and the only team Ultimate Trophy was just Liverpool. And right now, actually, be Liverpool. Now the Liverpool project no more. Makwakwe say Jurgen Klopp to Arne Slot was a smooth transitioner. Abo very well. I don't see that City, the best for City, a bit being the second on the league log, because Arsenal, I don't trust them, and with the Chelsea, it's too early because your project now the coach say we are not ready to win the league, and Chelsea gave Liverpool a hot chase, and right they do this. I mean, for the last 4 games, Chelsea didn't winning game in the Premier League. So I can't be, but I mean, with how City are started winning the games, you know, if they are able to continue with that form, with whatever they are doing, I think that is going to be very difficult for Arsenal to be the second team. But if City keeps on winning,
it remains a top 4. Okay,
best 4.
Right. Yanko Arsenal. Says the chance Abrante friend Martin Zubimendi. He's a defensive midfielder. In terms of defensive midfielders, no munimbo piano. Oh yeah, the papa onimbo papa. He was a player. I think the only player and Slot identifies City Liverpool kofane them nim finfin honum say na be obetimi building a team now around, and Liverpool supporters ni bi I hope Pisanka someone they will go again. This time they will try and convince him much better than what they did in the past. And then you say Arsenal for ATSMA and it's €1 million. Omoko activity the release clause, and Mikel Arteta play crucial role. Fanaba. First of all, my main business said, do you think that if you look at maybe at this stage Liverpool call nowhere, right? So in the summer, will you say now on him sanka Liverpool babo say and joining and say if you want to Liverpool no, does he fear say ebi na Liverpool mba bi emuntino. Now if opportunity about for Arsenal, mami how is he coming to fit into this particular Arsenal setup, knowing perfectly that Arsenal problem has got to do with who will score the goals for them, especially in times of ebi need. Almost share team no any stop you corners near the adeno. How are they going to score goals? This is a defensive midfielder. How does he solve Arsenal problem?
So, share Arsenal this season, any Arteta, I think Mimbe like prophet of doom, but one year lucky, Ebenam Zubimendi transfer way so season Bekone we Arteta one year lucky next season point to me use to this particular player. I didn't make us and say share Arsenal set no share infinity or share even the 6 row players on betting about this particular row. Any free time about Arsenal players saying and do maba based on this particular rule. Yehu Pate, Yehu Jorginho, Yehu Declan Rice, Yehu Mikel Merino. These are 4 players who can fit into that role. And at the Inter-America, I say one year lucky me you should play away next season. Ebin Pano ni Arsenal and they say Arsenal fans are complaining game in, game out, especially they go into games. Now players are more bono. You could see Jorginho, Declan Rice, and maybe we have friends and Marino playing. Almost feel say we are being too defensive. Fans will complain. He said now the structure of the team no. As Arteta share in fitting the defensive side of their game more than getting the goals. Yen nine who say if we do baby no Arsenal be going into game. They are looking out for set pieces, corners. No, to say Arsenal game playing in passes. First they were more attacking. Ubehun say Odegaard more lay passes. Ubehun players he making more runs. But Sisiano so ocean the style of player even the fullbacks no they don't really join attack. Session Ananke who the first no. It has become a big problem. Last season Yehu Ben White when he was one of the leading goal scorers, a bad defender sir. But Sisiano even with injury we are not seeing other fullbacks going forward. Zubimendi coming to Arsenal, I think at this moment Arsenal will hear a player like this, especially his profile. They have similar profiles in their team.
Okay.
Almost share the attacking phase. I name him say maybe I'm back for Isaac, but now in January, the Newcastle will never sell Isaac for you. So going for the same, this is similar to Man City style. No? Man City she say okay, Rodri, you back for Biaba, nebia, you better find Nipanaba, Nipanim befiti wall, nebia Rodri aba. It will become a whole lot of things. You won't here with Calvin Phillips. So I think Zubimendi going to Arsenal unless say Arsenal feel say they want to sell either Thomas Partey or Jorginho out of their team in the summer. So they are looking at bringing in Zubimendi and in the summer and release these players out of their team are fine. But also transfer in Semsem, you look at it from the far end from the club. No, so player with your moon here, but maybe they have a structure and they are looking at on China on Tom Patene Jorginho na later okope Zubimendi na during the summer ni Liverpool akwa prehu. So January no onwe muntem no nyano. Then in the summer players now omo this particular role no we yi omo wako. If that is the plan fine, but as at now no Arsenal fans say per player at least obeba ababeshe goals. They are quality players. Obi say Umama Musha Ebonidi. He's a quality player. He can fit into the Arsenal team. We have Osimhen and Olun Galatasaray. If Arsenal show in seriousness with Napoli, say they should recall him and they want to buy him outright, I think Napoli will sell equally to Arsenal. So these are strikers and Arsenal fans say it is a transfer bank. Arsenal fans person to Arsenal the striker wichi the striker wichi maybe or more year or more research and they call YouTube crack watch videos, but say Arsenal fan better say Arsenal go to player and a defensive midfielder Bioma na e dey send be never because Zubimendi beka ho asese anu DMs and players omtimi a DM or CM position no Arsenal ba benya players back 6 in any normal game or here at least 2 to play in that game. Intino maybe send a mechanic or more plan or more structure, but going forward the transfer windows in the way maybe they are trying to look at the difficult ones and later look out for the easy ones they can bring in.
Yes,
yeah, Listo. I think the Zubimendi signing in this January more of I mean kind of simple, more of a tactical signing for next season because they just don't want to summer. They believe that there will be a lot of teams are on which will be Mendy. So me per me checks, it's likely Thomas Partey might not be with the team next season. So they need a replacement for Thomas Partey. They need a box-to-box midfielder, a player who can play in the middle, every position. Already, team war Merino, team war Declan Rice, team war Thomas Partey, team war Jorginho. Can't for Zubimendi there. At least this January transfer, Zubimendi is not your preferred player. And even Odegaard, no, Dubebe, he's a number 8 player. Obetima was that 8 row, no. So what I say. So with the number of midfielders, Arsenal, I feel like they don't need Zubimendi now. But I mean, this is Mikel Arteta. Sometimes the transfers you don't even own TRC because this is a team last season you how your money, and whenever they gave him money to go and buy a player, he chose to buy Kai Havertz. And to me, I felt that Kai Havertz was not going to be the striker for him. Maybe that double number 8, double number 10 position, and he's not been using him at that position. So obvious that Zubimendi signing more of a tactical signing for the following season. They are I mean, Edumone, they are thinking ahead for next season, and yet this season because per me checks, it's not confirmed say Thomas Partey might be with the team or not. It's not confirmed. So getting Zubimendi, getting Rice, then Merino, but as part of your squad, Jorginho too will leave. So they are just buying because this is a Liverpool team now. The only typical number 6 player more Endo, and Endo, the coach is not playing him. So we hear how a Liverpool born this is. If Liverpool be champions of the Premier League, no one Arsenal kwako pay Zubimendi used to he found Zubimendi beko because who check Liverpool, he doesn't have any number 6 and the type of player now compensates Ronald Zubimendi beko. They don't have, but Arsenal they have a lot. I say what is a Chelsea kwako pay Zubimendi because already they have Caicedo, they have Romeo Lavia, they have Andre Santos, more other players, they can play that role perfectly on more loan. So if Chelsea is buying Zubimendi as now in January, it means that either Romeo Lavia and Caicedo are now Andre Santos, two of them is not coming back with the team. And then himself said, team up as league, you need the squad depth. That is what is helping a helping City for all these ones, because at those days are now Kevin De Bruyne more airborne or a certain player on China. Whenever he fits into the boot of Kevin De Bruyne, he will produce the quality, the same assists, the same chances as Kevin De Bruyne at the amount. So there's many signs in there. From how I see it, and yet they don't need an instant impact from the player because we checking Arsenal team now. What they need in terms of defending very well, in terms of a striker will still on my first to be winning games for them, and Kai Havertz is not doing that job, and Gabriel Jesus is also, because of injuries, a lot of things, is also not doing that job. The only player who has been clinical up front for Arsenal Bukayo Saka. So with me, this transfer window, I think that a tactical signing been Arsenal because I said how Chelsea look for Enzo Fernandez January, they knew that they don't need that instant impact from the player, despite the fact that Obaye he went straight into the team, but they wanted to avoid any transfer pressure from the likes of Madrid, because Madrid money brought in paying for the commodity that they were coming to buy him. He was a long-term replacement for Toni Kroos. So Chelsea looking sharp from boy. So Arsenal want to focus on other areas like the defense, like the midfield this January. Then summer transfer, if they're going for Victor Osimhen, if they're going for Alexander Isak, if they're going for Victor Gyökeres, then they are banking on all these players list. So from me point of view, that is a tactical even Arsenal directors used to Omoye.
Right. From where I said, I think that it is obvious. There's been a report on another additional charges of a rape case they told a party some time back. I think that they've transferred the docket to the appropriate quarters to continue investigations. Any idea? So, and it is clear that Thomas Partey a contract as at now it is clear so bet me I don't negotiate even transfer with any team.
Yeah.
Because I can't 6 months. Summer no the contract I had about so it is clear say they want to replace him, and they've tried. One thing is that these people, they've tried to replace him, but in fact they've tried with Aye Jorginho, thinking say Jorginho can come and dictate the play near the but in fact it was Aye no person born 2 no mu do be aba be jina nanim trying to say nipa no be amfa na Obama number infusion or no Oma sisa any other. So they've tried with Jorginho, they've tried with Declan Rice, because Declan Rice West Ham. Now he was in front of West Ham back four, no. He was dictating play. But Oba Arsenal, no. Oma who say he cannot dictate the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm cover Merino didn't buy. The same thing, Merino, Newcastle, not a bomb midfield, sir. No, so ball in front of the phone. I think only Jojo Shelby and another ball in front of the, and he was on the ball more. Not Jojo Shelby, they are more than tackles, number area, the Abebuano. They no moving to a Spain. The same performance now and now than a D from the midfield. But Oba and still, also to me, down give you that needed challenge. It appears as Oba Arsenal game, and you ask yourself, say, I don't Arsenal science I play away. On some of an buy. Just Oba replace the party. So I think that they are going all out because now they've identified, say, since Liverpool, no say Omra a year defense went. Man City, so he's somebody, and yes, Rodri and Komeka Kofano. So they feel say he will come and fit into it, and it will let them allow Partey to leave. Not because they feel that Partey is not a good player, not because they think that Partey doesn't deserve a contract extension, but they think that the rape allegations and sexual assault allegations they are the kind of criticism about Arsenal, so no, they are not happy with it. So at least the contract by we didn't sack him. Terminating the contract just than the contract so they want to replace him. But I'm looking at why can't they fix the immediate problem? Because Arsenal team no, they are at their peak. And yeah, rebuilding. So because Man City will be able to say now they are doing rebuilding. Now they are looking for players who can replace Kevin De Bruyne, players who can replace Abia Walker, because they believe the Walker age, right? So no problem with that. But who Arsenal now who think near set? You are challenging for a title, and you've identified as challenging for the title. The problem are players who will score goals. Now it appears Gabriel Sis almost 2 years, 2 months to 3 months. What I say? So Onona recently, Oba did some goals be by and also call. So now you are back to so if you have 60 million to spend, why don't you spend on Jokeres? Then since you never we are Patekwa, then you find a suitable replacement and what? And sign him to come and replace Partey. But then they do one striker will come and help you win the league or win the Champions League. And now granny Carabao Cup 2-0 down, you can go to St. James Park and overturn it with a proper or a good striker. In the Argentina, you won't call all out. You can understand the English game, no? What about English football? What I say? Yeah. So let me go and bring him to come and add the goals to it. Or even if Obana say want to me I hit the ground running. You know, say you have a striker. So picking the former, he can give you 20 to 25 goals now. We are going forward. So you go and bring him. So now what's solve a year striking problem? No, Obiati as I say what's solve striking problem? No. Then since in the way, then you find a replacement for Thomas Partey. And as I said, be a court sense, you give him contract extension. What I said, son of those with him now the higher set, but bringing him a bad news for Partey, because it means there is no coming back. Even if someone drop a challenge charges in a crown, Partey will not come back because of to make sign 60 million euros player and funny man on my bench.
Yeah.
You understand? Inti or no baby. So Partey is out. But would that not put extra pressure on Mikel Arteta? Would that not make him look some way because of particular move way? I think that is the player coming in here. Obviously, he's a very good player. Hopefully, when he comes, and mostly it appears midfielders every Spanish La Liga no ever Premier League anymore. I think they don't struggle. We've seen even Partey coming, we've seen Rodri coming, we've seen Fabregas, Okoesa Baye, we've seen Yamata, we've seen a lot of Spanish players. Midfielders so hopefully Oba Obetima be improve Arsenal FIFA. But Arsenal problem near goal scoring. Now you call Chelsea. Now you're training for Chelsea the now me and him say Renato Vega and idea ABA or then I'm fan say they are basically not even part of the team. Except be a Casadaya or Becase, a be better bench in there. Chukwuemeka there, Bibia a classic coach in Yano. Right? Now it appears a new one and a war fear be say Joao Felix, Noni Madueke, you know, Ebiana displays, Ebia de Kuku. Now the one I just say Bianca Sama Mumum, Roma, Bamanica ballroom, and Chelsea is also looking at Abrante Feno, a tire, say on Umbra, maybe the Emery replacing. Most summing upside with nothing. Now, Abrante Feno Chaloba didn't play a year the FA Cup, and it appears that Chelsea Crystal Palace prevented Crystal Palace from playing him, so that he will not be cap-tied. Can we say Chelsea who FA Cup in him? Does it send a signal say he is that player who will return, or just because Chelsea will go for the Crystal Palace Magui, but then they are saying their hope is that even it's faster Magui the end go through, then they will just recall Chaloba. So let's discuss this topic.
Okay, so with Chelsea transfers any name say Chelsea transfer windows ni be Chelsea den abeti ni din baby na media ashoke me kakra Renato Vega there no, because you Chelsea Conference League game Renato Vega bisa no on his position ni bibi o ka say ono Chelsea jesi no hye no cry ade ba ko a eso ne ni ye pa na ne ni ji ho. So they say I rumors of he putting in a transfer request no ade ba ko I think say Chelsea for aka Todd Bowley Maka say if the player doesn't want to play Ombeja ne kwan amanako. Their players are ebia abom ho we don't even hear in the media Chelsea for a putty stop no. But I think he is ready to go into Chelsea. Anyone say in weeks to come maybe who Renato Vega so be free Chelsea akọ Dortmund a day sikan so be Chelsea within Nkunku Bayern Munich for eba ne ho. Those say Nkunku are show interest of playing for Bayern Munich because of Felice with the German Bundesliga and Wabobida. And with the Bayern Munich setup, no Felice he would get the chance to play. This Nkunku issue, no Emma Chelsea for a player, among so a raising concern on player friend tell Asem. But I think say Nkunku actually BB ama me atwemadwan kusi players are mostly mu free Bundesliga no back the Premiership no. Omoba they are eager to get back into the Bundesliga because the Bundesliga no Yenka said the league is not that good, but it's flexible for especially skillful players and also players who are more attacking minded. To say Nkunku with the Kai Havertz with the Timo Werner, they come to the Premier League, maybe the performance don't go or they return and we see numbers. Nkunku going back to Bayern Munich a good move because Chelsea share a package of 70 million, which initially Chelsea turned with 55 from RB Leipzig. So at least they are going to make profit off the player. But with Tel coming to Chelsea near Adebakwa, me read a whole lot of way concerning the player. People are saying that he's from the range we are friends saying academy, and players coming from there are very, very good. Their performance, especially I say academy be France, CB and Kayeko Spain La Masia, Oko France is one of the best academy and they produce good players. But when the profile of play now, I think he's similar to that of Nicolas Jackson. The only thing I see him ahead of Nicolas Jackson is his ball striking ability. Say Onyabo Nuwechi, say Yembo Enche keeper. He is a bit ahead of Nicolas Jackson. But when it comes to his link-up play, his playing style, he's very good. And one thing he has a little bit or what ahead of Nicolas Jackson, and the aerial ability. So he's good in the air. Obibeka said, with this ability, why is he not starting for Bayern Munich? There is a player there, Hurricane. He's not into Hurricane. Whoever you are, you wouldn't take Hurricane off a team. But we've seen in games, Awaba, say Yekaya with Bayern Munich in the Champions League against Real Madrid. He got a chance to play. He performed really, really well. But Adeba Akonso, Chelsea could play at home. Untimi nkasa ho bebre because this sporting directors are cheering will transfer players or my requested Chelsea to buy Yehu Omorodion, Porto, Yehu John Duran, Yehu players or my call they have the potential. The only thing the player needs to do is say also Timmy make potentials into something good. So I think if Chelsea beat me a good deal in the package with Nkunku, fine. But with Chelsea going to buy him upright with another manager, I think it would be something I would see say they should avoid. If they are looking at in the summer, they'll be bringing in a striker like Osimhen or a Gyökeres into the team, and then they should avoid. But if it will be in that 70 million package with Nkunku there, then it's a win-win for Chelsea, because if you this player Otimibo the left wing position, Otimibo as a 10, Otimibo as a supporting striker, Otimibo as a striker, so he can play 4 roles in this Chelsea setup. When he comes in, he will be able to help. So when you play or versatile, it helps. So you can see the style of player. The style of play, is more like the Mbappe, because he has the pace, he has the ball striking ability, and he can dribble. Metumaka is similar to Rashford, and so the way Anna Rashford bought previously were Man United with the ball striking ability. He gives the same type of profile. Enzo Maresca with the style of play, so Utimi Groomy player. So I think he's one player, he has everything. The weakness there. The weakness, I think say at the moment he doesn't have any weakness. But coming into the Premier League, the pressure be able to play. So I think he would come in and perform well for Chelsea. If Chelsea can get him in the Nkunku deal, is a good thing. But if Chelsea are looking at doing the Nkunku deal separate and going in for him with maybe a 40,
obviously million. Because of financial fair play, obviously there will not be swap deal. They will do it separately.
No, but see, not Chelsea. If you say a package with a player and Nkunku.
No, you see, they want. Say why they no more Yakaya.
Gallagher.
That's the reason why Gallagher anyway they now go through. Because they did it separately, and you see the same thing so now Chelsea with Gallagher and Joao Felix. They will do the deal separately, because when you do the swap now automatically I mostly know why would this kaka player I player ne value okay, the figure, and you see you need figures to balance the books. So now the strategy that they've done is that unlike first this kaka player say no, you discuss with me say 70 million euros. Remember say 60 million pounds. Now this 60 million pounds, will go into Chelsea books and said they've traded a player for 60 million, right? Then Oma could discuss it tell so the Omu discuss it. Remember my baby do 20 million. Then it will come to Chelsea books. Say they sold the player for 20 million. Now you can do the mathematics. That's the subtraction. But you see, so they can one package in your baby 60 million. Say if for the 60 million, it's your mom there. They will say okay, let's add 40 million plus the player in Fankoji in Kuku. Now the figure now the back on here 40 million. Now how do you quantify a player so it's difficult. How do you value the player outside you can do the calculation in your head, but it's recording with books more your whole formula you didn't value BB. What I say, if you want to revalue something, a resource or an asset or something, your whole process so now okay, name your price. This okay, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. Near discuss it, near drop it there no. You drop it be a figure no. Also discuss all this. So now swap deal no. I think say
I didn't say I'm making sense. Swap deal. Chelsea for a propose a swap deal. Initially Chelsea for a proposal swap deal because of Inyama ba community, but now no, they are looking at say Bayern Munich are not ready to sell the boy. That is the way conversation also. So see Chelsea person more of the your friends say Martin any Kellyman style ni be okay yendi inkunku hunkomo 70 million muntua meba bedi tell hunkomo later senior wokano so that they will be able to also make numbers show say they are selling inkunku because in him say okoto inkunku for 55 it is oto inkunku sesia na their profits coming in then our profits now be call into tell deal no but I think he's a good player but for me so Bisame on let's say a feeling of being a Chelsea fan and make us say now Chelsea need an out and out striker. So if you are bringing Tell in, meaning in the summer the door is closed for Chelsea to also bring in another striker, or we are bringing him in as a versatile player. Senior, even in the summer, they bring in Gyökeres or Osimhen or any other striker, he would occupy the left wing position and he named him to Mudryk in Sensemno. In Swababe in Sembibri. So I know they've been able to sit down and come up with a plan. But this raises a lot of concern because in Chelsea fans when Chelsea are going for younger players, especially with this team and with the performance now, they are not convinced about it. But with the player and the performance, any idea mehu, any name, like the profile, I think he fits the Chelsea bill and he would be a good competition for Nicolas Jackson.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I'm not feeling my bet.
List, I think that Manchester, I mean, he's one of the players or more potential, and I mean, Ochake ni height, ni age, ni position, ni I mean everything. He on a Bayern Munich for youngest scorer. Record Nikita Jamal Musiala. I mean, he's a player that who was nominated for the Golden Boy in 2024. So it tells you the kind of player he is. But I mean, Ochake Abrantena. In fact, Thomas Tuchel, a lot of Bayern Munich fans, especially Madame for Clinton, they were angry how they've had this young boy because he scored some important goals for Bayern Munich last season, and I'm afraid it'd be nice super Thomas Tuchel on the how Oyusu boy is it this too 2023-2024 under Thomas Tuchel, out of 41 games at Manchester boy list to Osher 10 goals and 6 assists, so that is 16 goals contribution in 41 games. Boy, I mean, as a young player getting to the Bayern Munich team this season, and you see under company used to about 12 games. Emuba Kope and in the Bundesliga was 30, and Onyanshe go this season. Onyanshe assist this season. He's a player that can play. Send a money man kind of. Growing up, he was a centre back and move development man as a left winger because of the pace. No one here or pace no, the finishing everything. So far, the scouting report in which I say he has a good height to team unity, or his or pace. No, he can dribble, he can shoot everything excellent. But I mean, this player, I don't see him as an upgrade on Nicolas Jackson. To be very honest.
Well, I think he was specific with the kind of attribute to him.
No, striking.
The only person, the only way I was about upgrade, Benedict, or can upgrade, And the reason why I'm Bemuno, it's not about say, we are only Bossing Jackson, and that's what you do Jackson. But I was saying, because Banessa, we beat Marco say, how much you was say. Boy in ball bossing. What I say? He was specific as some kind of in terms of and I mean in terms of the word upgrade, Benedict in a car and upgrade it was in contest
with Nicolas Jackson
and the and the contest was that the ball striking and boy the ball striking it is on the same level as John Duran and Man City striker
Haaland.
Boy no hit ball say
But this is on Shego.
And I make us say because of you see, Mibao, you need to understand, say, sometimes the situation there is a reason why Kupama urging the deal with Chelsea. Obi Oshe Kupama bia no nimsa kwa yo nimbobo, but it was a coach Obama no. Ebenya GDD team na dey aso ano. Okay, omoni Arsenal. Community shield. And an FA Cup. I think community shield. It was a difficult game.
On open share the only goal.
And one goal no share. So goal no share the age any say go na league ni ko mu no. Na obam. Omoji
the Super Cup but share the same thing.
Omoji say 4 trophies no. No obam. You could clearly see the signs that come on ni more. But Pep Guardiola was looking and said, no, I have Kevin De Bruyne, I have Foden, I have even Foden Crown. Look at the time only opportunity and that way. So and also impatient and free Man City before only a chance. What I say, and that's exactly what happened to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho realized that look, I will not get a chance here, so let me leave. But Sancho for the United, okay, me I will have the patience and wait and we'll try for the time. And look at English press, no, a Bemo and Sana. Look at the quality of are you saying there? Kopama about Chelsea and San Obi shows our quality. Oh, sure. Man City, but we're not chance. That's exactly boy, no.
Yes.
Well, here the numbers now.
Yes.
I mean, all 19.
Oh yes,
19 years.
Me medical can say Ocean is scouting reporting.
Listen, he says Jackson stand.
All potential, but where I stand, I don't see if right now Chelsea. We believe that your project now here, you know, we need because my boy name Nicholas Jackson. Apart from say Bia or Bewo Haiterson Jackson, maybe ne strike ne finish
the ball striking, yes. And I think the finishing was a little above. We can also not
right of Jackson.
Yes,
because finishing in the Bundesliga a different from
I feel like where we stand as a club now, if you are percent to be man Maguire and your Manchester even the issue is Bayern Munich how a value boy a person beton boy, and because that obetima ball from the wings and anything, if Christopher Nkunku is he going to bench Harry Kane? That is the question Bayern Munich for the Omso Mobisa.
No, we didn't Nkunku share.
No, they are they are looking at and one yeah, almost set up no different from Chelsea setup.
Yes,
almost set up on here 4-2-3-1. So they need a number 10.
But now the boss at number 10
one Musiala a contract extension a problem. He needs to extend his contract.
Yeah.
And they are looking at say Harry Kane age you're saying. What is Harry Kane age you're saying? And Muller
age mark Tanitino was some person beton Manchester.
Muller so
and the measures from next season. So Muller machine against started with him the mo.
And I make us say but he plays.
Yes.
It is out minutes now at the Obono. A bit my fruitful at the ama a year because of the age in the match be one man. They want to bring him in, but because of age, it's almost trying and the can be at 10 minutes. 10 minutes in the every one about family, but a year be on cuckoo around.
Yeah.
Every man maybe at 30 minutes. I'm already and that setup no obetima ball left side can we say Bundesliga no no na on it women and able so boss like money there's one guy oko no fee Sweden person munyina no more around you aro munyina abo boom Bundesliga now wait me ball left side
yeah
ultimate ball right side and ultimate ball number 10 ultimate strike and this year I know can say on my left side you know injury say disturb coma anyway so baby we the ball you know Nkunku be ball Bayern Munich there and there is no doubt about it.
So
but the entire Matthias Tel no the entire omon person and Chelsea to realize that no these people help away.
Yeah.
They are any kwan bi as also yesu den. Yesu enya we and look media wabobo France pen and we young.
Yes. Oh me do one more debate match be on the free bench by everybody only go Bayern win Bayern bob 85 Thomas Tuchel bi no ba ma non drop bi turn na so pa e no share into me guy need the list of me also all potential, but you see every day the kind of striker they be I can I don't see me the reason why sometimes if this Chelsea sporting directors if they are buying young players maybe person make a because the how are omo scouting I need different and omo prove say if omo because when they were going for Jackson we yeah striker for Jackson but see ocean the videos now but no they omo prepare so on board striking you wait up on two to wait up on wings every position wait up on Manchester can come to Chelsea ABR you better on Jackson up front that one there depends on the coach but what I'm saying is with the kind of striker per striker be my that 20 to 30 goals a season and Manchester will be a good addition to the project we are doing maybe you can confirm it na Strasbourg yes Strasbourg loan so I don't want to be so judgmental of Manchester also about Chelsea they be fan but what I know is he's a player with the potential the project someone say let's buy players with some more potential next 2-3 years they will take the league by storm so for me I think that as that Disasi any other outgoings will clear a very space for Chelsea nyame ado make me ato
right into yanko games nim and I mean start na ana mo be modern
yeah fire them too
okay started there Dortmund to score 2 goals Dortmund to score 2 goals Bayer Leverkusen to score 2 goals Eintracht Frankfurt in Freiburg over 1.5 Wolfsburg any Mönchengladbach over 1.5 Italian Serie A no AC Milan Como AC Milan to score and Atlanta and Juventus over 1.5 over 1.5 Brentford ne Manchester City over 2.5 Chelsea ne Bournemouth yellow cars Chelsea ne Bournemouth yellow cars over 3.5 West Ham any Fulham over 1.5 Nottingham Forest in Liverpool corners over 7.5 and we are median Timimo boss be ma Nottingham Forest in Liverpool corners West Ham any Fulham over 1.5 Chelsea any Bournemouth yellow cards yellow cards over 3.5 was our game nim yes omoko and yellow cards be brave omoni Chelsea boy yellow cards papa it's yellow cards over 3.5 Brentford any Man City over 2.5 na yanko okay yanko Dortmund hosting Kia Dortmund to score 2 goals Como any AC Milan home goal away goal Bayer Leverkusen any men's Bayer Leverkusen to score 2 goals Frankfurt any Freiburg over 1.5 and Wolfsburg any Borussia Mönchengladbach over 1.5 Atlanta any Juventus game no Atlanta any Juventus game no to me na me yen corners because omo no dey omo to me bibia yen corners mom what I say yes yen corners over 7.5 Atlanta and Juventus corners over 7.5 into this is me way me daily way
okay into yen games we mo air course we na yenim say na Dortmund airbo oni hoisting Kiev Dortmund will call a defeat against Bayer Leverkusen or Bernard Jones or Peke a vital point against hosting Kiev there's a fixture Dortmund to me winning in the first round so I think Dortmund to win Bayer Leverkusen and so form ye pa on Mainz in so form no was through this season no share in the last 5 games so I pick it 3 wins at a draw and 1 lost I think on to me Bayer Leverkusen because Leverkusen are Chelsea after their break they are on good form we can't say their game against Bayern Dortmund, no, they would take Dortmund, and they did that. So I think they would pick a win here. Man City in Brentford this season were home. The performance was really pass. Yeah, share season team ne home form or tie she goals or tie performing here. The friend is saying Brentford, but this weekend FA Cup game or boy, team echo share no win home. So I think Man City be call so I pick a win. So if Man City win or draw and over 2.5 in this game, Liverpool Nottingham Forest will be a big game. I think will be any that to say Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City need that Nottingham Forest to say at least they should take points off Liverpool again, but I don't think it will happen to Liverpool be call Aqua win was, but I would think the game would can end in a draw with the form Nottingham Forest. So Liverpool win or draw also in that game. Celtic any Dundee FC Celtic win and a Benfica and so book cup game. Or no so be picky win or code no JYTY Oko MYBET.AFRICA 5 odds now so edikaka atuichi.
Yeah, listo. Me daily chops and no the Fiorentina nipa ye pa ba me de be asa me kan say bet ni the train no da wentwa no sada na se bebo bet ni bebo
na wokam
akakọ say yem kra na yeko school de bia ma me benya ne ontem obekọ kojina kwan na school bus na say driver ne nyamba e de bia kodu ontem omba da be wan so de bia me kontem kra me kona driver ne kro nyamba e da obe de twem kakra bi no obekọ na bus na kwa jawo enti I mean ejumare de one cat no there woman bu obama dey na wentwan that day na boys be cash out when on pom ko bizaka atare ba ka kire mu nti us ne there I think my selected some few teams be I hope say by the end of tonight no na I mean yeni age Chelsea Stamford Bridge against Bournemouth is going to be a tricky game. Bournemouth attack no they've been a team listo omushia any team bia wa consider goals Antoine Semenyo Ivan Nelson mo Justin Kluivert mo they can punish you any time. The little chance of being able to punish you. And you see listo this season omo changes ashe 13 goals. So omo bo game no mo coach na ba be change ashe 13 goals. So when omo football no they are in game play changes no more no I na ye juma pa but Chelsea in 4 games ni the EPL omunya win ni enyanya win you lose 2 and you draw 2 which is very bad in terms of the kind of winning streak Chelsea enya I don't see Bournemouth winning against Chelsea nyame adma and it's going to be very hard for Bournemouth, so I'll go in for a double chance for a straight win for Chelsea. But this game person any other options are Chelsea win and over 1.5, both teams to score over 7.5, 8.5 corners and over 2.5 bookings. Nina highly possible, but my daily chops and I went in for a straight win for Chelsea. Buying Leverkusen means 0.5. When I say Leverkusen, they are on a 13-match winning streak, and especially when they are playing at home at the Bay Arena, and I don't see means 0.5 being that team a bit my destroy my record. So I went in for a straight win for Bayern Leverkusen. Celtic go away to FC Dundee. A tricky game, but then looking at the league log, I think Celtic have to win, and Dundee team, this season they are not strong or make me pull any surprises. Football is full of uncertainties, but then I don't see Dundee stopping Celtic from winning. So I went in for a straight win for Celtic. PSV and a PSV bebo game and I think PSV so any PSV game I think the money man by next week game, but PSV bebo PSV home, so he went for a straight win for PSV. Now Maccabi Haifa and so bebo nyamiadma ne na wako oboho no wako Maccabi Haifa double chance. So this is Manchester City. Chelsea win, Celtic win, Maccabi Haifa win or Leverkusen win, PSV win halftime code no we call the Sports Arena Telegram group now. Yes, we call them. So games na Manchester Chelsea win, Leverkusen win, Maccabi Haifa win or draw, Celtic win, and a PSV first half win. Listo.
Okay. right nti abejafo yes you be hwe na afi de nyina to code nim nti yan hwe education kakra wo for my bet na afi ye hu de ekona de ba
okay listo yeah CEO giveaways na my bet for the money go so to aso
okay
nti say join my bet radio www.mybet.africa mybet radio and mybet.africa.radio uko a ubetimi tie radio no enwum nso twegu opa options ne nso aya main na se wentimi anhwe show no ana o mesi bia otimi ko otimi se etie wo na nso we enya CEO giveaways ni bi 20 cedis emu ede oji a nso betimi dia ye o bet before ene games na e koso no intino eno ena my bet e dey mine free ochina ko ne the other options nso be bro sisi aya adwen se yanse ni be weekend num no ye be pick options bia ye need time baso e o betting platforms num na ya chell mu senior bet ma fa so edi bet into weekend we your selections are no ahwe sa options ni into free ochina ko no ye be more education on betting options be on MYBET.AFRICA ye ni enter enkoso
right into that is my bet now who person register ya catch you say mo share your link na e wo say omo pin wo show nim cause say views no wosoro say bi wa it me do 50 cra people watching it I say a pin we no telegram hono mo sisi ya sports arena na SPORTS arena ana o pese utie news na on say yakano also no yakano obetumi akọ TikTok eni sports arena GH to call sports arena GH a obo say your videos na ya kan wa ni bi wa option ni bi wo na wanti a obetumi akọ ena ukọ telegram hono ma ye de us ni nyina de egu wono o de ne say register ne first kakra den eto o de to dan me kire o mass no o pe 60 cedis a what as 60 cedis no watwa Vincent de watwa Benedict de 2020 no watwa me so me de 20 enye den a ba ko be den ebebo enye den a mienu bebo ana enye den a miensa ne be den ebebo ko yemfa option ba ko what as yemfa option ba ko no waka so o mo afa option the same option unze ndra o mo fa Florentina win or draw but me for Florentina we go but the difference is that Real Sociedad ne Villarreal match no over 1.5 say kabako kura be she 2 goals po but 1 goal pe na bae say what I say ti yemfa option ba ko pe no waka so o mo fa option ba ko what I say aha nti o mo modern ase mo be den we be join the Telegram group no join the Telegram group we will send you the link so that you register for my bet we register with my bet app no so you register with my bet then you input the code then you stake and no matches na dey aba I'm telling you what na you buy be apeke ko apeke o mo say you buy na almost send strike ni ade but na you buy be bo
me daily chops code na ready
yeah okay
say FXTY nti
FXTY
yes
it you better dey to group nim ti be more than na register over group nim pe you see say no na ya pin wo we no I click so registration is simple my bet registration is simple to remember say your family list to me register list to 1 2 and I list to 3 1 na me dey account as me username because anya me kwa na family list to we asemu what I say 2% would any unique if you have the list to 1 2 there the username then the password or password kama na fi wako interface uko interface no ko right corner one obo say ayikitu bi da sign kitu bi da o click so a obo say deposit ho obo say loading code no den e ho no ti wo de pu mia no akọ deposit kakra na fi wo mia loading code no na de wa pick code no what I say o pick code no wo ayi na say even the link ni kra neto ti wo register we are just come back and click on the link it will take you straight what I say simple na yen hwe ni mu na fi bibia ntumi enkoye what aye Vincent nkasa so na ote Benedict nka me din the list wo nyame ya adum na adum dun ya otira e be sa ba asaka ene aye koju virus ene ultimate say yes oso omunyina aboai kwaku ene me hu kwaku brante ba ko na
yo akosombo
kwaku akosombo well nensa to bi so de kwaku iti ya kwaku eko enti nyame adum otira e be sa ba otira ba ye be ko other legs no na transfers no ye rewrem eye pa yakramo